Good morning, I'm Barbara Waters, and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. Today, we're focusing on the ongoing efforts to bring peace to Ukraine, as well as other significant developments around the world. To start, let's take a closer look at the latest news from Ukraine, where peace talks are set to resume in an effort to end the war with Russia. According to reliable sources, a new round of negotiations is scheduled to begin on Wednesday in Abu Dhabi, with the aim of finding a resolution to the conflict that has been ongoing for months. This development comes as the international community continues to call for a peaceful solution, and it's a story we've been following closely here on Barbara's Bulletin. To provide some context, the situation in Ukraine is complex and multifaceted, with deep historical roots and significant geopolitical implications. As we consider the latest developments, it's essential to remember that the path to peace is often long and challenging, requiring patience, persistence, and a willingness to engage in difficult negotiations. We're also hearing about efforts by U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff to broker an end to the war in Ukraine. While the details of his approach are not yet fully clear, it's evident that his involvement represents a significant attempt to find a diplomatic solution to the conflict. As we explore this story further, we'll be seeking insights from experts and analysts who can help us understand the potential implications of these developments. In addition to the news from Ukraine, we're also keeping an eye on other important stories around the world, including the possibility of the United States withdrawing its last forces from Syria. This development has significant implications for regional stability and global security, and we'll be examining it in more detail as the situation unfolds. As we navigate these complex and often challenging news stories, I want to assure you that our commitment to fairness, balance, and accuracy remains unwavering. We'll continue to bring you the latest updates, analysis, and insights, always striving to provide a deeper understanding of the events shaping our world. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're continuing our coverage of current events from around the world. Our next story takes us to the Aegean Sea, where a tragic incident has occurred involving migrants and the Greek Coast Guard. According to reports, at least 14 migrants have died after their boat collided with a Coast Guard vessel off the island of Chios. The circumstances surrounding the collision are still unclear, with different accounts emerging about what led to the crash. The Greek Coast Guard claims that the migrant boat maneuvered towards their vessel, causing the collision, while other reports suggest that the Coast Guard may have been involved in a pushback operation, which is a practice where migrants are forcibly returned to their point of origin without being given the opportunity to apply for asylum. It's worth noting that Greece has faced criticism in the past for its treatment of migrants and refugees, with allegations of human rights violations and pushbacks. The European Union's border agency has been reviewing several cases of potential human rights abuses by Greek authorities. The incident has sparked an outpouring of concern and condolences from around the world, with many calling for a thorough investigation into the circumstances surrounding the collision. The Greek government has announced that it will conduct an investigation, but it remains to be seen what actions will be taken to address the ongoing issues surrounding migration and asylum in the region. As we continue to follow this story, it's essential to approach it with nuance and understanding, recognizing the complexities of migration and the need for compassion and empathy towards those seeking a better life. We'll keep you updated on any developments and provide further analysis as more information becomes available. Welcome back to the final segment of today's Barbara's Bulletin. We're going to dive into the latest developments on the partial government shutdown and the contentious talks surrounding ICE funding. As you may know, the House has approved a spending package that brings an end to the partial government shutdown, but this is just the beginning of a difficult negotiation process. Lawmakers are aiming to use the next 10 days to discuss changes to federal immigration enforcement in the wake of recent tragic events. Democrats are calling for reforms such as body-worn cameras, forbidding officers from hiding their identities, and requiring judicial warrants for enforcement operations. While there is bipartisan support for some of these measures, Republicans have voiced resistance to other Democratic demands. It's worth noting that Congress has already given Immigration and Customs Enforcement $75 billion over 4 years in the Republican tax and spending bill passed last year. This means that Trump's immigration crackdown will continue, regardless of the outcome of these negotiations. As we move forward, it's essential to consider the complexities of this issue and the need for a balanced approach. We must prioritize both national security and individual rights, ensuring that any reforms are fair, effective, and respectful of all parties involved. In conclusion, the partial government shutdown may be over, but the real challenge is just beginning. As lawmakers navigate these difficult talks, we'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.